I've been hard at work on Legion class guides over the last few weeks, and, combined with some pretty nasty real-life nonsense, that means I've been unable to make many videos. For that, I apologise. Regardless, here's a quick tip to help you level your alts a little bit faster. So, there are a lot of ways to level up in World of Warcraft these days. You can quest, you can run dungeons, you can do PvP, you can even get experience from gathering professions. Now, one of the best and fastest ways to level is undoubtedly to run a lot of dungeons. But that can get pretty boring pretty quickly, especially once you've done the dungeon spamming technique on more than one character. This particular video looks to help those players who are familiar with World of Warcraft and who are repeating quest content as they level up an alt. The best way to make leveling via quests faster is to build momentum. And building momentum is all about knowing what you're doing before you do it. Assuming you're doing quests that you've done before, take the time to think ahead and ponder what quests you'll be doing next, what hubs you'll be moving to, how to get to those hubs quickly. Use your map a lot for this. Don't wander around lost. You don't need to read the quest text as long as you know what you need to do. This knowledge often comes as a result of doing the quests a lot. Now, let me take a moment here and say that if you haven't done a quest before, don't rush it. There is only a finite amount of questing content in World of Warcraft, and most of it is fantastic. Don't rush through it and miss things. You will regret it, believe me, you will. Take the time to read quest text and enjoy yourself, because that comes first. This tip is only for quests that you're familiar with. Okay, so we're building momentum through knowing what we're doing before we do it. The next little tip is to play our character to its fullest. It's very easy to just end up pressing one button and slowly killing enemies even when you're in great gear. But when you put the effort in, it goes much faster. Heirlooms not only provide a huge boost to experience, but they will make your character extremely powerful for the majority of their leveling journey. To properly take advantage of this, make sure you use all of your abilities as often as possible. Don't hold back with cooldowns. You're not in a dungeon or a raid, you don't have to wait for a boss. Remember that most of your time will be taken up with unnamed enemies, because you have to kill like 10 of them, and then only one named enemy who has a tiny bit more health. You probably won't even realize that they have more health. So, gather up all of those unnamed enemies and then use some cooldowns to destroy them nice and fast, with some AoE abilities. That's how you'll shave a lot of time off of the leveling process. The most important aspect, though, of building momentum is to keep yourself occupied. There are a lot of moments where you'll just be moving from one part of the world to the other, and the quests themselves may not be that interesting because you've done them so many times. So, make sure you have something to keep your attention. Remember that hurrying through World of Warcraft is not a good way to entertain yourself. So, consider using another monitor to watch something out of the corner of your eye, or listen to some music while playing, talk to a friend or a loved one. Just keep yourself busy. Finally, remember to have fun with all of this. It can be very easy to forget fun when you're grinding the levels out, but keep yourself entertained, and if you're not enjoying yourself, find a way to make the character more fun. Personally, I like to level each character as its own, leveling up their professions without resorting to the auction house. This means that I level up much slower, yes, but it also means that I get attached to the character because I'm putting work in. And becoming attached to a character is the best way to avoid burning out on them.